The Earth Dies Screaming in the 1983 game of the same name. This game's truly awesome title does little to mask the shabby gameplay though. True, the game looks good for the 2600, but don't let that fool you. This game is easy and repetitive. As you sit in the command chair of your space fighter, you have control of only 2 of the 3 physical dimensions, meaning that you can move forward and back, right and left, but you can't aim up or down. The game compensates by having an auto-aim feature that engages whenever aliens, called trillions, are on the screen. This removes what could have been a great deal of difficulty from this game. This is essentially a first-person gallery shooter, like if you sit in the cockpit during Galaga or Phoenix, but those games are great because they keep you on your toes and never stop with the action. I once went 53 seconds in the Earth Dies Screaming without even spotting an alien ship. It's a neat concept with an attention-grabbing title, but I wouldn't pay more than $5 for this one. Quite simply, it is not a good game. But I would rather light a candle than curse the darkness, so here's a shooter for the 2600 that I cannot recommend enough. Gyruss. Gyruss is the exact opposite of the Earth Dies Screaming. It has some of the worst graphics you're likely to see on the 2600, but the most addictive and enjoyable gameplay on the console, at least in my opinion. Gyruss is similar to Tempest in that you fly around the edge of the screen shooting in, and it's a shooter. It's like a forced perspective 3-dimensional Galaga. Essentially, you're flying through the solar system, destroying as many aliens as possible. And that's really all you need to know, isn't it? An interesting note, Gyruss was developed by Yoshiki Okamoto, who went on to develop Resident Evil. Sadly, he also went on to produce the first 2 Resident Evil movies. I bought this game for $15, but I would have gladly paid up to $30, maybe $35. With its deceptively simple gameplay and primitive graphics, it's easy to see why Gyruss is overlooked by so many people, but once you start to play, you can't stop. The Earth Dies Screaming, on the other hand, has one of the greatest attention-grabbing titles ever, but it's a piece of crap. Still, it is a good title. I am the dork with no name, and I obsess over trivial matters.